Number 27 in 5.1 is giving us this expression right here, this summation of a certain number of terms here, and they're just asking us to write it now in summation notation or sigma notation. So this is what we've got right here, and you'll notice because of the ellipsis right there in the middle, we don't really know the number of terms that we're dealing with, but they kind of did us a favor right here, and I wasn't sure that they were going to. They gave you this last term right here, which you'll notice is not in terms of actual finite values, but in terms of n. That means that they've given you the general term for this expression right here. So the easy thing about this problem is that what we've been given right here is actually going to be the expression that's going to go after the sigma right here, n over n plus 1 multiplied by n plus 2. They gave us that. That was nice of them. The only tricky things now are going to be to figure out what goes here, where do we start this summation, and what goes here. All right, so that's where we're at with this one. And actually, now that I think about it, I realize probably putting an n there on the right was incorrect. What I should have done is change those n's to something else, and k is the most common variable that we use right here. So I'm replacing all three of those n's with k's. K over k plus 1 times k plus 2. Now, why did I do that? Because I was kind of thinking ahead, where we're going to end this thing, the last number that we're going to put into this expression right here is going to be n. If we put an n in for all three of those k's, that'll get us to this last expression right here. The real question then is, where do we start? What value of k did we begin with? Well, if you notice this, guys, the numerator of every term here is just n. And in the very first term, we want that numerator to be 1. So that kind of makes me think that if we start with k equals 1, that should get us what we need. Now, every time you guys write a sigma, I tell you, I want you to check three things: the first term, the second term, and the last term. And if you can get all of those correct, then I think you're in good shape. So if we began by letting k equal 1, this would give us a 1 over 1 plus 1, which is 2, and 1 plus 2, which is 3. 1 over 2 times 3. Yep, I think it works when k is 1. Check. Let's check the second term now. What happens when k is 2? My numerator becomes 2. This is a 3, and this is a 4. Yep, 2 over 3 times 4. So it works when k is 2. And now this is silly. Does it work on the last term when k is n? Well, in that one, all I do is I replace all of these k's with n's, and sure enough, I end up right there as well. So I feel pretty confident about this answer right here, guys. The summation from k equals 1 to n of k over k plus 1 times k plus 2. There would be other ways that you could do this. I just really would question why you would want to. I suppose we probably could have started this thing at 2 right here and made it a k minus 1, and then this just would have just been k, and this would have been k plus 1, but then we would have had to stop it at n minus 1. So I think what I have there now, sorry, that would have been just k, I think what I have there now is technically correct, and there are other ways of doing it as well, but those are all overcomplicating something that wasn't really all that bad to begin with. So that's the answer I feel best about for number 27.